Hi everyone, my name is Jason Arthur, and this is my artifact submission for SLO number 6, Literacy Problems of Practice. So for this artifact in particular, we're looking to discuss a literacy problem that we see in our own educational environment. So I am no stranger to problems in the field of literacy, solely because this is the typical age demographic that I work with. I teach preschool full-time, just as my typical 9 to 5 job. And then I also have to do work for my placement in a kindergarten class for my elementary placement for school. So I work specifically in two grades where phonics and literacy are like huge skills that are built on while working in your time in those ages. So from my current experience, I see a lot of children who recognize letters, not an issue at all. Love to see that. Love to see that they have the background and that the work that we're doing is continuing to build on that knowledge that they already have. But where they begin to struggle is the reading aspect of literacy. So they're able to recognize letters, they can tell me what the name of the letter is, but when it comes to associating that letter with specific phonics so that we are able to start sounding out words, and then from there taking the individual phonics and blending them together to make the whole full word is where they are facing the most issues with it. I think a lot of it is just a muscle memory thing. Clearly, I have not done enough to continuously revisit these skill sets so that the kids start to build that muscle memory on it and start to recognize, oh, well, I'm looking at the letter K. It's going to make a cuss sound and something similar like that. And then from there, you can start to build the tiers and tiers of knowledge that based around with different skill sets, different rules, how certain letters have an elongated sound, and then sometimes they have a short sound, when to use specific digraphs and symbols to recognize, well, this is supposed to sound this way because it's placed with this letter, and so forth. So when just thinking about a problem and thinking about the age group that I work with, I recognize that my role as a teacher, seen in the foundational resources, is helping the kids develop not solely cognitively, academically. Like, my goal is to help develop the whole child in multiple facets, whether it be physical, cognitive, social, emotional. Then so, taking that information, I can recognize that maybe one size doesn't fit all. Obviously, not all children learn in the exact same manner. Some things work better for others, certain skills are easier for some others. So, a good way for me to be able to help build on the skill, help build that muscle memory for the specific troubleshoot areas that the kids are facing right now would most likely to be to pair it in some way, having sort of a physical aspect to it that can kind of help them in a way to associate it in another way so that it's not just auditorily, not just orally. They are going to be able to develop it in another aspect. So if I were going to sound out a word, if I was going to sound out the pieces of it, if I was going to do, say, the word bat, you would give them a break on each one, knowing when they're hitting b, a, t, bat. So they can see the clear cut, individualized sections of the phonics for each specific letter, and then the blend when you see them all side together. So you got b, a, t, bat. I think it would be an interesting way. It would be a new fun way for the kids to do it that kind of builds their interest in performing the activity to begin with. I feel like that is a struggle in its own that I'm facing a lot, trying to get the kids to sit down for a few minutes at a time, just getting them to do something academically focused. I find I do the best work when I work one-on-one with the kids, focusing on a specific skill, as the kids are easily distracted when we're in a large group setting, or they follow a sort of groupthink where if one kid speaks out in a certain way or acts a certain way, then I tend to notice a few others start to pick up on the habit too, because it garnered attention for them in that moment when they're either asked to stop, asked to move, something like that. So I find it to be a little bit more beneficial to do it one on one, but maybe I should consider branching out a little bit more. Maybe not just one kid at a time, even if I just do a select few, a small group section, or even trying to approach it in another way to put it into the large group. I think that once I start to implement this in other ways, I will see a big turnaround for how the kids are building on it. And with these last few crucial months before the school year is over, these are going to be skills that they're going to want to definitively have as they're going away for the summer, not actively doing work on a regular basis where they may lose a bit of those skills. So it's better to be able to build them now so that they're not at even more of a deficit come the beginning of next school year. But yeah, I think that that's it for me. Thank you.